Hey there, teachers and parents. Today for math, we are going to be making Play-Doh number 1. We're going to use the Play-Doh that we made on Sunday night, and I like to make the color of the month batch of Play-Doh at the beginning of every month, and then at the end of the month, if it's yucky, we can just throw it away because we used flour, water, salt, and paint. Not a big deal. Beforehand, when we're doing Play-Doh numbers, I like to print out the number of the month and I like to laminate it so we can use them over and over again. When we're done with this, I can put them back on my classroom wall. The other option that you have that I like to do is I like to print these at 50% and laminate them, numbers 1 through 20, and then I use just a binder and put them together and it becomes a Play-Doh book that students can make. Now, when we're starting to work with Play-Doh, the first thing we want to do is review the expectations we have of our students. So we say things like, friends, what goes in our mouth? And the answer is going to be food. And then we'll ask, does Play-Doh go in our mouth? No, we put food in our mouth. Then we're going to say things like, where do we play with the Play-Doh? We keep the Play-Doh at the table. Do we use our own Play-Doh or do we take Play-Doh from our friends? Right, we use our own Play-Doh. These are all things that are giving them the power to understand what is expected of them, so that you're not struggling throughout the activity and saying things like, don't eat that, or don't take your friend's Play-Doh. So you can reaffirm throughout the lesson, we use our own Play-Doh. Our Play-Doh stays on the table. We put food in our mouths. Our Play-Doh is to play with. Now, when students are just beginning with Play-Doh, a lot of them have trouble making those Play-Doh snakes and Play-Doh balls. So the first thing you're going to want to do is model how you're going to manipulate the Play-Doh. This is a great activity to build fine motor muscles as well. So Play-Doh is a fantastic tool in your classroom. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to look at the number 1. We're going to practice rolling our Play-Doh snake, and I'm going to ask students to make the number 1 on their card. Then I'm going to say, can you roll 1 Play-Doh ball? Like that. And then we're going to look at our smaller cards that I've also printed and laminated for durability and see if they can create the pictures on the cards. If they master the Play-Doh number 1, you can move on to number 2 or number 3. See how many numbers they can create with their Play-Doh. I hope you enjoyed this lesson.